getting started. Today, we're going to talk about money, income, and profit. And while it is all downhill from here, State of the Union and the $2,000 debt cycle. I had one of the loyal subscribers of this channel post on his page that if you are a parent and you don't have $2,000 in the savings account, you're negligent. Got that from me. I was looking at it. He didn't tag me anything. It was just like, okay. I started to see hostility, not disagreement, hostility. People were mad. People were upset. People were going crazy over this suggestion that if you have children, you need to have money in the bank in case something goes wrong. And I chimed in a few times. I got attacked. Remember when I told you guys that I almost died? I went to the hospital in an ambulance. Chick called an ambulance. You know what the price of that ambulance was? $540. They were telling me most emergencies that will happen, maybe your car will stop running, maybe you need a battery, maybe you got a copay, maybe you need a filling. $2,000 would easily cover the majority of those things. They started going to the exceptional, like people with cancer or people with serious chronic problems. They started to talk about some crazy stuff. And as I was getting into it and as we were talking about it, I realized something. We are much further in this recession than I originally thought. I believe that some people have not recovered from the last recession. That is something that I really didn't take into account. That is something that I never really thought about. Well, I call it the $2,000 debt cycle. Is half of the country, 50-some%, doesn't have $400 or $500 for emergency cash money. If we were to go to 2,000, I think we would be at 70% of the nation. That is scary. And I'm going to tell you why it's scary. Around here where I live, crime is starting to explode. We've always had break-ins and little, car. That's been it. This happened yesterday at the Butler Tire on Roswell Road. Someone drove up in broad daylight and tried to break in the car. Drove right up to the front. If you know where it is, you know what the parking lot looks like. Where you park, you like right in front of the storefront. They can see you in broad daylight. Someone broke in and tried to get into two cars, and the cars were locked. Lock your cars. Don't leave anything that looks expensive on the seats. Matter of fact, don't leave nothing in your car. Put that in the trunk because, like I said, the crime is exploding. We're having break-ins in broad daylight. Now, I want you to just ponder that for a minute. What would make a person take such a high risk? They're desperate, man. They're desperate. We've got a lot of desperate people out there. We've got people do. Oh, let me tell you, like I know many of you were waiting for the Where the Rich People Lives part 2. And I'm not doing that. This is what some trick recently did. Drove up in this lady's driveway, not on the street, but in her driveway, hopped out his car, set up a drone up in the air, encased her house. When I was flying my drone, most people didn't even know there was a drone above because it was so high. This dude flew over her house, flew down in the backyard, he was casing her house. So that's why you've not seen Rich People 2 or 3. And you will not see, because these folks are high alert, high alert. And every day is something, and it's starting to escalate. This is why I think we're about to go, we're going downhill. There is no up. We're going downhill with the marketplaces. We're going downhill with Bitcoin. We're going downhill. Recently, I had someone put some stuff up on eBay because I just didn't have the time to deal with it. People are trying to get so much, so cheap, because they don't have money. They don't have the money. They don't have the means. This is why I think that we should look at this recession in 2 to 3 parts. There will be maybe 4. The first part, people like me, it's really not going to impact me. It really isn't. If sales go down, I just won't be able to save as much money as I'm usually saving. Then there's people in stage 2. They will be marginally impacted. These would be people who will lose jobs and get a lesser paying job, but they'll still be able to find employment. There's stage 3. These people are going to be royally messed up. And then there will be stage 4. These will be people who have not recovered from the last recession, who would be doubly crushed. During that conversation, people were literally fighting with me saying, it's impossible. I can't save $2,000. I can't do it. It's impossible. I got kids arguing with me. I didn't even go into that whole spiel of, I used to be homeless in the boarding house. I didn't even get into that. I was just like, you know what? The anger that is coming. Back away. I said my piece and I left. If Son pops up in here, he can say something. People were hostile to the ideal of economic empowerment. You can't make your first million before you make your first 1,000. And they kept saying, it ain't enough. It ain't enough. And then someone was like, well, you need to start saving. And they jumped all over this person. What we're going to have, if I am correct, and I pray to God that I'm not correct, is in these 4 segments, we're going to have financial Armageddons. People in stage 3 and stage 4, they will be thrust into generational poverty times 2. Because going through this conversation with these people, we had folks who it was so impossible. And I started to think, maybe their mama didn't save. Maybe their father didn't save. Maybe they don't know anybody with any money. And I really, really started to think about that. It's like, whoa. We are dark. We are much deeper than I thought we were. We're on the brink. We're at a point where this government shutdown. I don't know if I said in the last stream, but if I did, in JFK, they're playing No Sleep to Brooklyn. TSA agents, professional government workers are playing uncensored rap songs in the airport, JFK of New York. These folks are breaking down. They are about to miss their second paycheck. And what do we talk about here? Most people are 2 to 3 checks away from financial disaster. Thursday, Friday, whatever day they get their paychecks, they miss this. That's 2 pay periods. We may get to a third. And oh yeah, for those of you who are trying to get your tax refunds back, I have a person on my page, being a Facebook friend to see it. He works for the IRS, and he said these people are not going back to work until they get paid. Put this in the comments. do you think is going to happen if a large segment of America can't get their refund checks when they think they should? Because see, I think with early electronic filing, some people will have had their refund already by now. I'm not sure. I don't get a refund. I don't know about those things. I don't know about that strange creature off in the financial wilderness called a tax refund. I don't get tax refunds. Um, Put that in the comments. What do you think is going to happen? You go in, you file your taxes, and you get this message. Your refund's going to be delayed 3 to 6 months. Some's got to happen, and some's got to happen real soon. Because I think some people, because and to the GOP people, y'all are absolutely nuts. I have seen so many people try to justify this. Like, it's only one check. Let someone take 1, 2, or 3 checks from you and see how you act. I was like, you got to be kidding. You got to be kidding. They're trying to justify this because they like their poster board Donald J. Trump, the non-deal maker, who on television says, I will own this shutdown. I don't know what he was calculating, but we're here. And if this thing keeps persisting, we're going to start to get chaos theory. It's like how one thing impacts these ripples are going to start filtering out to the rest of the country. It's going to be very interesting if this thing keeps going. You know what's spooky? How many people don't know how this government works? There are people who are saying like, well, Nancy can't tell the president where he can and can't. If you don't know, the House of Representatives, the Congress, and they're co-equal branches of government, which means that the House isn't more powerful than the Senate, and the Senate isn't more powerful than the House, and neither the president isn't more. She can actually check him. He cannot show up in that place without her permission. This is the way the Constitution is written. But you would have it. It's like many of these people want to be part of a monarchy and have a dictator. They're like, well, he should be able, no, he can't do what he want to do all the time. And I think for the first time in his life, his 72 years on the planet, this is the first time that he's being told no, and you can't slither out of it. The State of the Union is people are drunk on credit. People don't have money. And people are starting to get desperate. That is crazy thing. How many of you remember, I don't know if I have anyone that old, but there's this picture of an M60 machine gun, and this is the chopper. This is literally chop you in half if someone was shooting you with it. During the 1960s marches, protests, they had M60s on the Capitol steps. If things keep going the way that they're going, we could get there again. Like, you go to other countries, you will see armed people in the airports with machine guns. You won't see that here, but that could be coming because the crime thing had me rethinking my security plan. Like right there, like trying to get in here, they can't get into those windows. They're too high. I've got a bar on that door. I'm getting ready for this. I've already drawn up, I already got my guns where they need to be. Thinking about getting another one because hunger, need will trump any moral of any person. You got to be at home screaming because they need milk. You just got to take this rich dude out. That's an easy decision for a lot of people. But that conversation really, really got to me, how many people did not understand the principles of finance Benny Chain, you are currently not looking at the landscape. You really don't have a clue to what's going on. And this is something else too that I've noticed. Many people are uninformed and woefully ignorant, and they revel in it. You you don't really understand how many people on the brink. One of the things I've noticed around here, there's been several stores closing. That's going to be the economic depression. Retail, it's already in depression. It's not in the recession, it's a depression. It's literally changing how things are going to go. And we're not going to have any feel good, it's going to be okay messages. I'm going to give you the real deal so you can make some real moves to prepare yourself for what's coming. First of all, the stock market is not the real economy. I posted that. I knew that. I got a special video about that. We have many people who are going to get caught flat-footed because they don't really understand what's going on economically. If you have a job that you can be replaced by technology or automation, it's not a matter of if you're going to be replaced, it's a matter of when. And this is going to be the big game changer of this recession. A lot of these jobs are not coming back that they're going to take. They're going to automate. They're going to put in tech. They're going to put in robots. They're not coming back. And you already have this status. 15% of the population, and I'm not being elitist, you can look this up. You can use the Google machine. We have nothing that they can do because they're intellectually challenged. These people's IQs are so low that they other than being a janitor, there ain't much they can do. This isn't to say that they're not good people. That's not they can't have families, but that's as far as they're gonna go on the ladder. Then we have another group of people over 50. Even good times, if you're 50 something, you getting kicked off that economic ladder. So we got a lot of them. What I'm saying is we have a country with 40 something million people on SNAP, or as we used to call it when I was a kid, food stamps. You start to crunch these numbers of a country of 330 million plus, we're going to have literally 1/3 of the population in dire straits. That's 100 million people plus. That's going to be your old people. That's going to be your intellectually challenged. That's going to be your infirm. That's going to be your unhealthy. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people, man. 100 million plus. The thing that got me with the TSA workers is, everyone's been on the plane. You know how they act. They're really none. Some of them have sense of humor. Most of them pretty just scan you, get your butt on. How would you act if you work for 4 weeks with no paycheck? They're cracked up. I'm telling you, they need to get this thing solved. Hopefully they'll get it solved. But you're dealing with someone who's never had to struggle. There's no way that he can ever identify with these people. He's never had to struggle in his life. He don't even see them as people. They're just they're pawns in his grand plan. When I talked about 2015, when he was talking about running, I think there's a video on this channel. There was two things that stood out to me. Two things. Multiple divorces, multiple bankruptcies. Both of those, like anyone can have one divorce. You're going through a bankruptcy, and sometimes the divorce will call a bankruptcy, or the bankruptcy will cause a divorce. So let's say you have one of each, which most people don't. But to have multiple of those situations when you're not poor, it's a character issue. And I don't care anyone that comes on here like, hey, don't talk about Donald. I will talk about Donald. The man is morally bankrupt. And I will agree, Nancy's being petty with him. She's got on her petty shoes. She's in the petty wagon. She's doing her petty horn. And you know why? Because that's the only way you can deal with him. You can't be honest and straight up with him. He's not going to. This is one of the things that I fear is going to happen once he's out of office, and sooner or later he will be out of office. But the contamination of what he's done to the institutions, that's going to linger. Someone else is going to try to do the same thing because the new rules have been set. Be brash, insult people, be racist. Right now, we have people playing these games, these political games, but they're not playing a financial game. I actually had a conversation with a Trump supporter, and it is like taking your head and just banging it against the wall. The man has videotapes of saying that Mexico's going to, they're all over the place. You can't deny. It's like, well, no, he actually has sold these fools that, somehow Mexico is going to pay for the wall through this trade agreement. No, we would be paying for the wall. But with that, in the other conversation, the lack of people who are against financial literacy. This is the thing that has me shook. We had this one person who put it up there and he got attacked. People said, you crazy. We're talking about $2,000, y'all. 2,000, not 20,000, 30,000. I just went and went full Glendon. Well, if we're really going to speak the truth, as a single person, you need 10 to 15K saved. As a married couple, you need 20, 25. And as a person with a family, you need 50K saved. If we're going to be factual about it, it's like, y'all going to hate. Let me give you something to really hate about, because what's going to happen is we're moving toward a free rent society. Jobs as we know them are disappearing. This is beyond scary. This is crazy. And a lot of people are kind of like, I don't want to really hear this. I want to hear something about making some money. I'm trying to give you the insights on what I use to make money. Looking at what's going on culturally. Payday loans are going to explode. Car title loans are going to explode. Pawn shops are going to explode. Thrift stores are going to explode. If you're a reseller, you about to come up because you already know how to find deals. This is what's going to be for the next 2 to 3 years. This is how I got out of, my situation. I got out of it through a job. Then I got out of it through sales training. Because we have people who are programming their children to become part of generational poverty. Someone posted on one of my other videos, one of the greatest predictors of your future success in life was your parents. I just thought I'm an outlier. I used to think, it ain't really nothing that special about you, Glenn and Cameron, speaking of myself in the third person. Actually, there is. Because once I start to dive into the stats and look at the stuff, that number that most people top out in income at 37 and 40, that blew my mind. So if you take the fact that you have people who are in this cycle of the $2,000 debt cycle, they don't have $2,000, so they're going to do PIDA loans, they're going to do rent to own, they're going to borrow money, they're going to keep pawn shops in business. I'm going to say it. I'm not advocating it, but prostitution about to explode. It's about to go through the roof. Because we about to hit some, marriage. Marriage is about to zoom up. You're going to have people who don't even like each other getting married. Like, yo, Sue, what's up, Maurice? I don't like you, but if we take my pennies and we put them with your nickels, we can live. All right, I'll marry you. You will see more marriages in the next 4 to 5 years than you've seen. People gonna stop hooking up. it's going to be very hard because this is something that I saw on Bumble. The number of people who didn't live on their own who were in their 30s and 40s. That really shook me. I was like, you live on your own? And, since I was just, getting information for you guys, I wasn't bringing them to my house. I mean, it was just like, go ahead, go through the process, and then put the information in disruptive mail, which let's talk about that because I know a lot of y'all want to hear about that. I got some emails. We're going to get to y'all. One of the reasons I got rid of that is I saw where the climate was going. Many of these dating channels, MGTOW channels that are monetized are going to be demonetized. Or you're going to see these guys change their language. I got a letter from Stripe. I got an email from Stripe. It was like, hey, your content, it goes against our terms of service. We're not going to cancel your account, but, you can't use it for this site anymore. I had a feeling that was going to happen. And this is why I shut it down, got away from it. I am going to create something else for you guys. It's going to probably, the name is like, I want to call it the Abundant Man or something. I'm still working on it, but we're going to have a different level of content because you can't sell credit services. No, seriously, not with Stripe. You can't. I think you do it with PayPal. You can't have anything that's overtly sexual. You can't talk about financial stock, none of that. You can't do none of that with Stripe. And I knew that the landscape, because see, he used to care. I've had a Stripe account for a long time. I had multiple Stripe. They didn't care. Now all of a sudden it's like, well, you can't do this. Remember when they closed the Craigslist erotic section down? That was the first chip. This was happened many, many years ago. A lot of y'all don't even know they had an erotic section. Then they closed down the personal section. Now people have gone to the activity partner section, and they're going to close that down. Then they eradicated the nude images off of Tumblr. Now, isolated, this doesn't really seem like, that ain't no big deal. They're just cleaning up the internet. No. When you take these 5 conservative Supreme Court justices, and then you take the assault on abortion, they're about to rein in these women. They clean house. They about to rein them in. They'll still find some place on the internet to do what they do, but they're being reined in. Because the Tumblr, I would not be surprised if Tinder gets shut down, Grindr, because when you look at it all, they're connecting the dots. It's like this shut down, this shut down, this shut down. They're trying to make the internet a safe space. They're getting rid of a lot of overt sexuality. They're getting rid of a lot of radical speech. Put it this way. If you don't have money, it's going to be hard for you within the next decade, because you still got time to start something on the line and grow organically. It's going to be gone. That's where we're heading. And the internet is about to be controlled. There's going to be a lot of stuff moving to, quote, the dark web. If it isn't clean, if you can't watch it with your grandma, it's going to be very hard you can have it on the internet, but it's going to be very hard to get some shine, and it's going to be very hard to grow. And that's one of the reasons I shut down disruptive mail, because I saw it coming, and I was negligent with my content because I wasn't really watching what these MGTOW and red pill dudes were talking. A lot of people got very upset at what I said, but based upon what has happened, I mean, that's not on this computer, but we're moving toward a very censored society. Now, why are we moving towards a censored society? To bring back marriage. You out here on Tinder, getting all this trim, you ain't gonna want to get married. You like the honey badger. I can be over here. Honey badger don't care. I can hang my penis out over here. I don't care. They're about to rein that stuff in to force people to get married. Now, this is me and my conspiracy hat. What makes marriage rates go up? Economic insolvency, when people need each other. And right now, we're going to create a system where a lot of people going to need each other. They're not going to be able to live by themselves. You're going to see communities start banding together. You're going to see like a throwback to how many of y'all grew up in the 60s, the 70s, the early 80s? You remember how it was? You walk around your neighborhood, you knew everybody. You knew these people, you knew these people, you knew these people, you knew everybody. I see that coming back. Not because people wanted to come back, because it has to come back. Because people are going to have to look out for each other economically. This is what we about to go through, folks. We are about to go through a radical conservative culture shift. Like these little kids from the Catholic school in Kentucky wearing the hats. I don't care. Once again, many people wear those hats as a form of showing their hatred towards you. There's racism. That hat's like a noose. That hat is like a swap sticker. And they own code. And you don't like it, I don't care. If you disagree, then you're just stupid. There's a reason that all of these people are wearing this hat, and the majority of them are white men. Very rare do I see a chick wearing that hat. I see maybe some of these conservative YouTuber females. It's mostly men, white men, because I got a video on here, Beach White Males. I think it was from like 2013. White men have lost their agency as a group. Now, individually, you still got a lot of white dudes, power, titans of industry, making billions. But the average white dude, he's not so powerful. He's competing against that black man, that Nigerian. He's competing against that Asian dude. He's really competing against China. He's competing with this Indian dude. I don't know if y'all seen a Bollywood movie, but those movies, they're fun because they literally defy gravity, the stuff they be doing. So now it's no longer, quote, the white man. The white man now has to share power with everyone else, including this woman. That's the freak out moment. That's the reason for MGTOW. That's the reason for Red Pill. And there are other reasons for MGTOW, you know, with the legal system. But it's going to be a very interesting next 25 years. And I say 25 years because you have to look ahead and you have to kind of go back, because like the shutdown, right? This has happened before. How many of you remember Newt Gingrich, Contract of America? You know, Newt Gingrich did the government shutdown because Bill Clinton did not say hi to him and made him exit Air Force One through the back. I'm not kidding. Look it up. Google Newt Gingrich government shutdown. History Channel. This pettiness ain't nothing new. Also, for those of you who don't know who Newt Gingrich is, this is a man that divorced his wife who had cancer and married his mistress. Does that sound very familiar? Does that behavior sound normal? That's why he defends Trump, because Trump is literally his blood brother. He's his animal, spirit animal, whatever you want to call it. They're from the same place. It's just Trump was born into a greater set of financial circumstances. But at their core, they're similar people. Because this fool shut down the government because Bill Clinton did not say hello to him. And Bill Clinton slipped into Monica and Newt got him. Well, almost got him. That's what started that whole thing. So you see Nancy and you see Donald fighting stuff. This has happened before. And I bring this up because you guys should study history. Right now, we have a group of highly college educated people who can't think analytically. I had a friend who owned an engineering firm, and he said one of the biggest problems they had with new engineers coming into the firm was they did not know how to think critically. And if you don't know what an engineer's job is to solve problems and to think critically. they started only hiring people from certain schools because those certain schools, like I think Chicago, University of Chicago, was putting out good people. And this is a problem. Once again, go to the Google machine and Google new engineers and Google engineering firms hiring problems. These people are smart in one sense and completely ignorant in another. I am really surprised at how many people don't know what it takes for a bill to pass. I'm shocked. You know, the House votes on it, they kick it up to the Senate. If they get a majority in the House and the Senate, then the president cannot veto it. But if it's a slim, if it's slim and they don't have enough votes, then the president can veto it. But see, they're co-equal branches of the government. So if the Senate and the House get together, they can always win against the president. And that may happen. But once again, go ahead and go back and Google Watergate and Google Nixon's approval rating just before he was about to get impeached, because he never got impeached. They were just lining up to do it. But Nixon, who had respect for the institution, resigned versus putting the country through that, because Nixon was smart. Nixon was an attorney. But just get into history, because you'll see these cycles where you almost know, like right now, kids are wearing what I wore for PE, physical education. That's the style now. The starter jackets. That's what I wore as a kid. So we're starting to cycle back, which means the conservative justices, we're meaning the cramp down on abortion. We're pushing marriage. Younger people are not having as much sex. When you start putting the pieces together, you can actually see where society's heading. Plus, there's some other stuff in there. But man, this is buckle up, Buttercup, because if you choose to remain willfully ignorant and you're like, hey, I'm working, I don't have time to keep up with politics, I don't have time to do research. When you look up and you find out that thing that you thought was going to save you is like gone, it's your own fault. It's your own fault. Seriously. So let me see what's going on with the people here. Oh man, we got some people on here today. What's up, Johnny Walden? Johnny Peters, it's not going to happen. Ben the bartender agreed they never learn new skills. And for the folks I didn't say hello, what's up? I know it is scary. I've been dating for a minute. I know done people who are still not recovered their earning potential from 2008. Through some of them may be laziness. Could be. Agree. Most people have not recovered from the last recession. My hometown malls were still packed from 2009 onward. Not only did people not recover, they kept telling us debt to service lifestyle. That is a huge problem. Oh yeah, acts of desperation. Jamaica, in certain parts of California, the police don't even respond to auto break-ins under a certain value. They showed up, but the guy actually talked about they didn't take an official report. They were pissed about that. Yeah, that's gonna be kind of crazy, NC administrative, because what's gonna happen is you have a lot of the lower class in the cities, and the cities are very expensive, and this is where you're gonna see, in my opinion, I could be wrong, I hope I'm wrong, massive crime. Cosmic wisdom, high alert is the order of the day. C2. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of complaints because where I live, there's Chastain Park area, there's Tuxedo Park, there is River Chase, there's Mount Vernon. Now I'm in the Sandy Springs side. I'm not in the city of Atlanta side. And a lot of people in the Chastain Park is the city of Atlanta, and they're very unhappy with the policing. Johnny Peters, uncertainty in politics makes people scared to spend money, and companies. Absolutely agree. What's up, King Nick? Thanks for the $12. Oh, and in the bartender on EA before the auction even starts, people are making offers lower than the starting bid. Saw some of that. It was crazy. Had someone who won the watch, but they had placed in an offer and they did not pay because they wanted to pay what they had offered and they wouldn't get off of it. Dang, people's offer price starts at 30 to 50% below list price. Oh my goodness. Ben, their anger is a personal anger over their inability to make extra money. It's some, man. It just literally blew me away. What's up, Raquel? Mona Lisa '02. If you've been watching this channel, you are familiar with the side hustle. You're familiar with making extra money. You're familiar with the core principles. This is a very small channel. Most people have no clue. Was watching a new guy and he was talking about taking some money, going in the store, spending $40, and putting stuff on eBay and Amazon. And I was like, wait a minute. What? And the video's getting a lot of views because a lot of people don't know how to do that. Being the bartender, people have been talking about that they need to pay TSA before the Mexican cartels do. I mean, I want you to think about this. People can be corrupted when they're getting their check. Right now, they're making the country more vulnerable because, oh, did you hear this new report? The FBI doesn't have money to do their job. TSA, people are calling out, they're playing rap music over the PA. This is a problem. And what many of the GOP are trying to like, oh, this ain't real. There ain't no big thing. I just don't see them letting it get to the point where people are not getting their refund checks, because if people don't get their refund checks and that money's already spent, people gonna burn some stuff down. And Trump will lose a lot more support. He's losing more support every day. When people have nothing left, they lose it. Man, you saying some stuff. I gotta agree with you. Yeah, I don't get one either. Yeah, the double locking of the doors. Because see, normally I would be not be talking about this stuff, but I check my next door pretty much every day, and there has been a serious uptick in crimes. Now, this is just this area. What about other areas? You're just like, hey, this is poor. We ain't gonna rob them. I don't believe that. Yeah, there's something else too. The Coast Guard's not getting paid. That's a problem. On the cosmic wisdom, on the positive note, cars are going to be marked down in May. Wow. Industry, Canada's cool. Canada's a partner. People are not leaving Canada to come to the United States. If anything, people are immigrating from the United States to Canada, and it's a big process. Ben, I can see people rioting in the streets. Trading business, security clearances can be affected by non-payment of bills. I thought about that too, because that is true. Godfrey Johnson, martial law would come into effect. I'm telling you, man. RL, you have federal workers who make six figures. They don't invest and grow their income. That's on them. That's the lesson for all these people who think government jobs are safe. I never actually thought government jobs were safe, but now I think they're going to be less safe, and it's going to be harder for them to get top talent because of stuff like this. Um, Jimmy Cal, in my opinion, they stopped teaching basics decades ago. Yeah, I remember when I was in eighth grade, Reagan was running, and our social study teacher, he made us watch the election and every process, and that's what we did. So this is how I know how Congress worked. Not to mention, how many of you remember those? This is a bill, those little cartoons that would literally tell you how Congress worked. I know Steve and Yolanda, but a lot of folks think he could just do what he wants to do. Trending business M60, I've seen it. Yeah, there's a picture on the Google machine. Google protest 1960s M60s, because it's kind of hard to find. But I mean, that is chilling. Tommy Brown, the car business is taking hits right now. Whoa, save, invest, repeat. They need to get back to work. Waiting on an EIN number for over 3 weeks. Oh man, I forgot about that. You know, it used to be you get your EIN if you get up early in the morning. It used to be automatic. That's something I didn't think about. I am Bayless. I think Congress will wind up restricting the president's power because of what Trump is doing. 100% agree. See, we just jumped. Good Lord, we jumped. Let's see. What the hell? It's never jumped like that before. Hold on. Good Lord. It has never jumped like that. Or maybe I did that. All right. All right. All right. Could be Steve. Uh Kawasaki wrote a book why A students work for C students and why B students work for the government. If they're furloughed for 30 days or more, they can be laid off permanently. Ooh. What's up, brother man trucking? Oh man, crime's gonna go through the roof across the country, man. Eric Woods, hence why I do training weekly and why more folks are buying a house because it's tough to defend an apartment. I know, Tommy. I'm probably like gonna go out and get me some tomorrow. See, I got that concealed carry permit, so I just run that thing and take it with me the same day. Oh, this is the thing. I don't think we're gonna have a shit hits the fan scenario, but you're gonna need guns and ammo more than you're gonna need gold and silver. Just saying. What's up, Josh Barr? Thanks for $5. Donuts, doctors, lawyers, and females that never thought they would stoop to such levels start to prostitute themselves. Luxuries once tasted become necessities, man. Trump's evil, man. Culling of the herd could be. Johnny Walton, I'm 51 years old now. Looks like I'm about to keep driving, get my money right. These folks are never gonna retire, man. Cosmic, they're already acting a fool. I had a trip planned, right? I am not going anywhere. I ain't going nowhere till this thing is over. Nope, they don't. Farming is going to be a very, very big business. It's going to be huge for folks who are interested in that. I know, Yolande. You think they're the Twilight Zone, Erica? I mean, it's been crazy. Ganja, I think a lot of people are going to see the real Trump. It's coming out. Man, that wall is just an ego thing. Mona Lisa, everybody want to be my sugar baby now. Man, look, so from the disruptive mail, I saw some stuff the other day that flipped my mind. There's a woman I know who is a professional, going back to someone's previous comment. She's an attorney, and she's doing something strange with some change. Markin Brewer, absolutely. Man, we got some hustlers out here, Adonis. Cosmic wisdom. Lenders have let the debt to income ratio higher so they can get people in more trouble than ever. I'm actually going to talk about that in my basic financial education course, because that's one of the courses, because that's real. You have to set your own financial ratios. Oh, pawn shots about to be lit. Eric Williams, thanks for $10. Yes, I keep telling folks 2009 mortgage license went 25% in one, marriage license went up 25% in 1 year. I'm seeing divorced women and single moms with 3 kids getting married. It's real. These women are getting these engineers. You're gonna see some crazy marriages. I just gotta say that because I already know of one that's coming up and I can't believe it. Um, Donald Trump is doing a lot of bad stuff. Now, for people not getting their financial house in order, you would be correct, because that would be most people. But I got a question for all you folks who sideways support Trump. How in on this green earth, this planet, do you support someone who has verifiably lied as many times as he has? I don't understand that. Please explain that to me. King Nick, Patreon will soon remove anyone going against the feminist agenda, red pill, masculinity, anything. Their house rules, I guess, took like folks will need to form their own platform. That's going to be challenging, because a lot of people remember this saying: luxuries once tasted become necessities. There are many people. This is why I did not do a Patreon. I know how to set up my own platform and make money, so that's why I didn't do it. But just in case, I knew the topic I was talking about was going to be controversial. I didn't know they were going to clap down like that, but they're pretty much kicking off all those red pill. Jordan Peterson got kicked off. Well, he actually stopped his Patreon membership in event that he, because prophylactically, because he thought he was going to get kicked off. Tommy Brown is a sugar daddy. Oh man, it, the things that you will be able to do if you are financially solvent in the next 5 years will blow your mind. Money is not overrated. My next video after this will jump deep in that. Mona Lisa, your biological clock. Oh man, everybody's gonna be trying to get somebody, man. 89 Dr. Funk. Hey, that's pretty much it. Pornhub message boards is the new Craigslist. I'm not even attempting to troll here. Just look at Alexa's website's ranking. Oh no. Since you bring it up, Pornhub may be one of the places that I put disruptive mail because I can get away with that kind of stuff there. So Pornhub has it where you can set up a channel just like you can do it on YouTube. Yep, true story. Yep, because Gen Z has seen the carnage of the boomers, the millennials. They know what's coming. Honest views. Back to the land movement. Right now, minimalism is the trend. Next, super high conservative folks and farming channel is going to blow up in viewership. That's why my future channel would be about. I absolutely agree because typically when I go to restaurants, I go to farm to table. These are these restaurants that are supported by local farmers. Um, I know of someone, he has about 30 acres and he did 1 million last year farming. Erica Williams, these white girls are getting whoever they can get at. These Hispanic dudes getting all the white ladies in Texas. Man, it's about resources. Sandy Hawks. It's almost like the Sadie Hawkins dance. I grew up in the 60s and know how to survive and thrive on very little and be content. Too many pay for things they don't need. I have 2 businesses also. Hey, that's what's up. Oh no, like once again, the disruptive male content is going to go somewhere, but it cannot go on the regular channel. I looked at Pornhub. You can do you porn. There's a lot of sites that you can put content up, and I just got to figure out how I can get paid. Gen Z is being compared to the W2. No, no, no. Those Catholic kids with the no, no, no. That's right. That's racism, man. That's not kin. No. The true conservatives, the true evangelicals, they're distancing themselves away from Trump. They're not wearing this hats. They're not wearing this propaganda. And because a lot of people in the evangelical communities are starting to call out these people because it's become obscene. Man, it's crazy. Good Lord. All right, all right. Erica Williams, you see that 27-year-old dude got arrested for threatening women because he, man, I saw that. That was crazy. G-Man, same old America. Actually, this is not the same America. When people say this is the same America, they're not paying attention. American, from a social, a financial, an ethic standpoint, has transformed dramatically. How many boys wearing dresses would have survived in the 60s? They would have been shot or killed on sight. Stop this nonsense that America hasn't changed. Maybe you ain't changed, and maybe you're not getting your news or reading stuff that isn't like World Star. America has substantially changed. Stop that stuff. Blazing crypto profits. You're gonna see a lot of stuff with the stock market, man. All right, all right. I'm just going through this real quick. Oh man, Rael, I see this stuff on my next door all the time. Coach Carroll. Let me give you a little bit of this work because if you are supporting Trump, from me to you, you're a dumbass. And this is why. Remember when I talked about how he wasn't the businessman that everyone thought he was? They did an article. And regardless of how much proof that me and other people will show you that he's a fraud, y'all just keep lapping at the bowl because you dumb. You stupid. You don't know how to analyze anything, and that's why you're watching me and I'm not watching you. Was that egotistical? I hope so. Klein in, you're right about crime going up here in Toronto. We just had a record year for murders. I had heard some stuff about Canada, but I didn't know. Good Lord, what is up with Bob Hobby? Apparently he's triggered. Let me just say something to y'all. I get a lot of people who say I should not reference Trump or talk smack about Trump. Here's the difference between you and I. When I created my business, I created it so I could be myself. I don't have to hide my beliefs. I don't have to hide myself. I don't have to censor myself because I may not get your money. I don't want your money. I don't need your money. More than likely, you don't even have any money. So how do you like that? Brother Man Trucking. I saw the same video. 40 and 200. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, man, 89 Dr. Funk. I think something's in the works. I think they're going to come to a point where they're going to solve this. Coach Rock connection. I personally believe everybody needs to be strapped. And not only strapped, but you need to go to the range at least once a month, sharpen your skills so you know how to hit something. Mona Lisa, a lot of people they're not hustlers yet, but they will become one. Oh man, Thomas Dickerson, the stolen packages that was rampant. Yeah, I agree, Diana. I think, hold on. It just jumped up. All right. That I believe, Sandy Hawks. Drug addiction's going up. All right. Let's see. You notice that the drop shipping channels have dropped in number. Well, it's getting to the point where it's beginning to get untenable. I mean, Haley Berry, whether you like her or not, is a verifiable 10, even at 50. Raphael Vancouver's in a similar situation. People making 50K a year are living in tents. This is Canada. I really don't know a lot about Canada, so I appreciate you guys chiming in. Jerry Westbrook, the government has been living paycheck to paycheck since the 75, I think. Schoolhouse Rock, absolutely King Nick. Yeah, I know Tesla was laying off. I didn't know SpaceX did. Mona Lisa. Um, I think Jeff's gonna be all right. I think Jeff had a plan. All right. Hold on, hold on. Good Lord, it's getting all right. And once again, it just popped up. Let's see. Good grief. I don't think I've ever had a chat like this before. All right. Mona Lisa, Jeff's gonna be fine. Jeff is the one asking for the divorce. I think he has a plan. G Man, the wealthy will be in their bunkers. Probably not. Financial war, housing prices have here been going down for a year. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't tried to get any in this year. Yeah, YouTube's a little funky. 89 Dr. Funk. That is true. I had a friend that went to DC and he said he spoke to a business owner. Yeah, because this is where the government is. There's always something up there going on. Okay, Raquel, good for you. Benny, you are a Trump supporter. Let's just have this conversation. Why are you folks riding Trump's penis and say you're not? Just come clean with it. Say you're a Trump supporter. Just go ahead and say it. And if you think he has the best hand, I would suggest you re-examine your critical thinking skills. The first sign of I'm not a Trump supporter that is a Trump supporter is when they say I'm not a Trump supporter. Home invasions are going to go through the roof. The shutdown is showing in a way that a lot of government workers aren't needed. That's not true. See, you're seeing it because they're out of work and it hadn't impacted you yet. That's part of the problem. But don't worry, don't wait, don't worry. It will. This thing keeps going on. All right, we have 100 members in the Senate and over 400 in the House, and they think they can do a better job than the president. But many have been in office for over 30 years. Mitch McConnell has been in office for 34 years. Just saying. I haven't gotten on the plan, but I'm not getting on one either. Rael, look, you like Trump, cool, but he's a lousy leader, and you can't even admit that due to your own prejudice. Oh man, the FBI can't do what they need to do, but they still trying to get these conservative judges through, which is part of the grand plan to make America more conservative, to bring marriage back. Bongo Pants 619. I read somewhere that the shutdown would cost more than what they asked for to build a wall. That power play for the next election. All right. Everyone's not everyone. Many people's critical thinking skills is whack. Okay. Who is Trump? He's a tyrant. So if Trump wins this round, every time he wants something, he can't get his way. He's just going to shut the government down. How much would that cost? Come on, man. Keep thinking. I know 89, Dr. Funk. Good Lord. Just let's see. Black Zeus. Trump actually tried to change his father's will and he treated Trump as his favorite, and he was 52 in the time, but people trust him. Black, thanks for the $5. But all right, a lot of people don't want to look into the facts. A lot of people did not read those a financial expose into how his father left him, adjusted for today's dollar, $400 million. No one, they don't want to look at that, man. They don't want to have that conversation. Oh boy, the farmer's dating app is rolling. Barfield, would you agree with the influx of information on YouTube that they're cracking down on certain information channels? Absolutely. Absolutely. They're getting rid of whole categories. Definitely have a hustle mentality. Jamaica ain't never gonna happen. I know roadside warriors. See, I got people in here arguing with me who have not had their financial house in order, but they want to argue with me on these politics. And you know why people want to argue on politics? Because it doesn't cost you any money or effort to have an opinion. You can do that all day long. Talk back. Well, this, rah, 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 rah. But doing something sustained and over time to make a lot of money, that's hard. Wow, there's a lot of drugs from it. See, like I said, I'm really not a date on Canada. Blazing Crypto Profits, thanks for the $5 super chat. It's appreciated, man. It's appreciated. All right, I have to check those out. Oh, I hadn't even gotten to the rich and poor stuff because after this, I may drop this in a minute. All right, just trying to get through here. Well, part of the thing is, and why I get into the social stuff and the political stuff, is when you look at this and then you go back and you study history, you can make some very good predictions on what's going to happen next. And many people just like, hey, I don't want to hear about politics. I don't want to hear how, like, give you a good example. How often do you hear the term single black mother from the GOP? They don't even talk about that anymore. You want to know why? In the 2011 census, 44% of all children born out of wedlock, 40% of all children were born out of wedlock. Who is the biggest block of that 44%? White women. So when the game changed, same thing with these opioids. I was like, oh, whoa, 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 we must help them. You have police walking around with narc pens or overdose pens, wherever you call them. So this is what I'm talking about. The country has changed quite a bit. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try something a little new here. For those of you who need some help, the financial education school, well, course is below. And let me put this here. It's what I'm getting ready to do. This is a little strange, I know, but I'm going to release this puppy. So this is a live stream I did because, man, today was just, it was a good day because it was creating content, creating training, and it was a whack day because I was dealing with these fools. I've never in my life seen so many supposedly educated people who don't know the fundamental understanding of how government works. They have no clue. Like none. It's crazy. All right. Let me hit publish. All right. So what I want you guys to do, I'm going to see how this works, is to roll over here because I just I just released this video. I would agree with you, Mona Lisa. Now, typically you have to give it like 10, 15 seconds before you get off in that. But I just released another video, and it is called Money Matters, Get Over Yourself. Talk about a lot of stuff that I've been thinking. I'm thinking about doing a video and a stream a day. I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you feel about that. And then there's some other stuff because this year we're going to get into financial education. They're still leaving comments on the Facebook page about that, talking about how crazy I am. It's just $2,000. We're not talking about $1 million. We ain't talking about 5K. We're talking about $2,000 and even getting planned $25 a week for a year. That's $1,200. Can't. And I also put in there, and I was like getting a little salty. I said, you know, some of the people in here are posting, they can't say this money, but they're posting this on a $700 or a $1,400 cell phone. You know, this is crazy stuff. I was interviewing someone and we were just talking, and she's like, she had an older iPhone. I said, oh, you're thrifty. She said, you're right. Ain't like my girlfriend. She don't even have a job, but everybody in her family got phones newer than mine. That's like what she said. Her son's got a 10. I'm like, how old is your son? He's 10. So she's got like $3,600, $3,700 in iPhones. I guarantee she only have 2,000 saved. Guarantee it. All right, so the new video is playing right now. Go ahead and check it out. Let me put this here. I will see you guys later. I have updated the basic financial course. There will be some updates tomorrow, probably another one tonight and throughout the weekend, because we need to start educating people on how to do this stuff for real. There's been a lot of false information. There's been a lot of people playing with people's emotions and stuff. The reality is it's going to take you some time to get out of your situation if you're in a bad situation. It ain't going to be easy, and it's not going to be kind, and life's not going to be sweet. And this recession, as someone said, is an opportunity. Hopefully you're in a position to take advantage of it. So with that, I'll see you guys later.